Heidi Cooper, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, please. All right, we're gonna keep this thing going. Your next comic is an actor and a stand-up comedian. Please give it up huge for Paul Ash.
Thank you, Rudy. My name is Paul Ash. I'm pretty glad my parents named me Jack. All right, you're a nice crowd, just a little slow. I'm a recovering alcoholic. What I mean by that is I've hidden some drinks around the room. I'll be recovering them later. I don't think any animal considers those ribs spare. You get it, all right. You feel like you're the only one? Because I'm beginning to think you're the only one. These are what I call IKEA jokes. I present them to you, but you have to put them together yourselves. Right? I am an actor-comedian. I say actor first because that's what pays the bills. Don't get too excited. It's Canadian entertainment. I don't make a living. I make a survival. Right? I know exactly what I look like because they tell you that as part of the career as an actor. Like, for example, I know that I look good for 65 years old. Thank you. The problem is I'm 56. It's not that I'm down on myself, I'm just ahead of my time, a prodigy, if you will. I also know that if they're looking for somebody to play a cop on screen here in Montreal, I'm one of 20 people they'll call. If they're looking for somebody to play a cop who's like a box and a half of donuts into a career, I'm one of 12. If they're looking for a creep, I'm one of 8. If they're looking for a creepy cop, I'm on speed dial. Right? If they're looking for a creepy cop who's an alcoholic, that's going to be my Oscar. Right? That's what I'm aiming for at this point in time. Can I tell you the weirdest audition I ever had? I'm glad one person said yes because I was going to fucking do it anyways. This was a weird audition. I show up and I walk in and the person says, "Can you lift up that bag of kitty litter?" I said, "What, did you just get a Costco delivery or something with the phone?" They said, no, it's part of the audition. This wasn't for like a kitty litter commercial. This was for a movie of the week, right? So they said, just pick it up, right? And then you can walk across this little stage, put the kitty litter in a chair, walk away, and then walk back, pick up the bag of kitty litter, bring it back across the stage, put it in a box, close the box. That was the entire audition. I did it. They said thank you. I said thank you. I left. I didn't think about it. 3 days later, though, I got an email telling me I got the role. Yes. Thank you. This helps. All right. They said I got the role. I was pretty excited, but they also told me I was SOC, which means silent on camera, which means I didn't have any lines. So I didn't bother to read the script. I should have read the script. Because I showed up on set to find out that I was playing a convicted pedophile who may have reoffended, no spoilers. I auditioned for that. That means that I walked through a doorway that 19 other men who looked like me walked through, and somebody went, "He touches kids." I love living here in Montreal. I've had some weird experiences here. I was stopped by a vegan. Yeah, like he doesn't eat red meat. I have no idea where the aggression was coming from. Right? He actually, like, one of the problems that he had, people were telling me, "Oh, don't worry about him. He tells everyone he's a nice person." Flag number 1. If you gotta tell people you're a nice person, you're probably not a nice person. Flag number 2, he was a flat earther. I told him I grew up next to the ocean. I would see ships sail over the horizon. You no longer see the bottom, but you still see the top. That's proof of the curvature of the earth. And he went, no, dude. That's just the science of refraction. See, the light will bend. Dude! You're a flat earther. You have lost the right to use the word science. Personally, I'd just like to troll flat earthers to see if I can push them over the edge. Flag number 3, he was in his late 30s and he lived with his mom. Yeah, so mathematically we know he owns a sword. I have a really good joke about how bad my memory is, but I can't remember how it starts. I'll do my joke about self-esteem. No, I don't think you're gonna like it. All right, you're a smart crowd. Yeah. I'm a bad flyer, mainly because I was born a mammal. That's not a bat. How come bats are the mammalian representation of flight? Right? Well, bats, I mean, have you ever seen a bat flying? They're shit at flying. They're horrible. Oh, go on YouTube, type in bats flying slow motion. Don't do it now, you're at a fucking show. But go. Like, they're weird. They have to drop into flight. They can't take off from the ground. And then they're just, they're grabbing the air. The look on their faces, they look fucking surprised, like they're there. Just, bats. I don't want somebody coming up to me saying, bats aren't the only flying mammals, you have flying squirrels. Fuck you, no. Flying squirrels do not fly. Flying squirrels just glide. They're like if that fat uncle you have just lost all the weight but kept the skin and then took up base jumping. That's a flying squirrel. Bats actually physically fly. They don't do it well. Birds. Oh fuck, birds. Birds can fly. Have you seen a bird fly? Oh fuck, they're amazing. Just there's a freshly washed car around here somewhere. But bats are like so awkward up in the air. Like bats flying is a lot like if I was to take if I had in my hand just like a wee little kitten. It's a comedy kitten. It's safe. Just this little kitten just. She got scared. She got scared from the little kitten. Like if you take this little, fluffy comedy kitten and just to gently, lob it into a swimming pool, and then see it, the little kitten trying to doggy paddle, just go, oh, I'm the wrong species. Like that is how awkward bats look at flying. Like they're just they're just trying to grab the air and just like at any moment that they're going and hold up a sign that says yikes and plummet to the ground. Bats are awkward at flying. Sorry. I actually told a bit of a comedy lie. Bats are actually very, very good at flying. They are. It's just my doctor asked me to do more cardio. So I wrote that joke. I had a lot of discussions with my doctor recently. Like my doctor says that I'm too kind. Well, no, that's not what he said. He said I had a big heart. No, enlarged. Enlarged is what he said. It's kind of weird. I actually, my doctor and my banker both come to me and said that I eat out too much. But my girlfriend doesn't mind. All right, the dirty joke. Okay. I have to say, Calgary. I went to the Funny Fest in Calgary, and I had the weirdest experience when I arrived. Like I arrived and there was a car waiting for me, and I go to where the car was, and my flight was delayed, so I didn't know if I delayed any other comedians. And I show up, and there's two people at the car. There's this little tiny thin guy, and this big monster that looks like he takes a lot of roids, because his pants were tight and not much of a package. And the Calgary people recognize the type. So I get there, I come out the door, and this guy, he looks funny. And he comes up and he grabs my luggage, and he says, "You must be the comedian." And I said, "Oh yeah, okay." And I look, and then the car's a two-door car, and the little guy is getting in the driver's seat. And I look in the back seat, and it's almost filled with trash. And the big guy says, "Don't worry, I'll get it back." And he goes, and he crawls into the back, and I said, "Are you sure? I got short legs, I can sit up front." He says, No, it'll work. And then I sit in, and I reach for the seatbelt, and that's when I found out the driver was Ukrainian, because he said, "There are no seatbelts here. Welcome to Calgary." I know that sounds Transylvanian, I can't really do a Ukrainian accent. And then we start driving along, and the dash starts beeping. And he reaches down and pulls up this little box, and he blows into it. Fucking DUIs. That was the driver for that festival. And as we're continuing, the guy in the back starts doing all these jokes. And I said, oh, you're a comedian on the festival as well? He said, no, I'm giving these jokes to you. And I said, well, thank you, but I don't hate Asian people that much. Calgary's laughing, fuck you people. All right, my name's Paul Ash, I love you all.